And I say probably off we go. So, 22nd February 2020, Saturday, 7:12 p.m. And yep, so the Instagram post is up. And first things first, what brings you to Latvia? What are your impressions?
I like it. I wanted to go to Riga like already 3 or 4 years, and this is my first time in Riga, and I like it very much. I like the old city, and today we visited Jurmala. It's nice, but it looks like our city called Svetogorsk. It is the same as Kurort city, just and it looks the same, I guess. But I really like this city.
It's my first time in Riga, in Latvia. Actually, I decided to visit Riga because my grandma was here when it was USSR, and she told me that it's a beautiful city. But I not so crazy city. I think Vilnius more good, more crazy, more interesting. But Riga is really pretty. It's really clean and really good architecture.
I think you are the first one who said that you like Vilnius better than Riga. Really? Well, I guess there are different tastes. But you are from Kaliningrad, right?
Yep.
That's the part of Russia that's not really attached to Russia, right?
Yes, we have no borders with the main part of Russia. We have border with Poland and Lithuania, and it was a Königsberg before. It was Prussia.
Does it have any remnants of the German times, or it used to be part of Prussia? I guess.
Yes,
right?
yes, it was.
Yeah.
But after the Second World War, it became a USSR part, and they changed the name to Kaliningrad.
Yeah.
And now it's just a Russian city.
But is Kaliningrad somewhat specific compared to the rest of Russia? Because I always think Moscow people are different from St. Petersburg people, for instance.
Yes, it's really different.
Yes.
People. Because I moved in Kaliningrad 5 years ago from Central Russia, from Taliati, and it's really another people than in Central Russia. And first time when I live in Kaliningrad, I heard that people said in big Russia, and I was surprised. We are Russia. Kaliningrad is Russia. Why big Russia? It was really strange.
And we always. I live in Kaliningrad all my life, and it's like it was very interesting when once I told just something like, "Let's go to Russia," because when we are going to Moscow, St. Petersburg, or any other city, Kaliningrad people can tell like, "Let's go to Russia," and for us it's fine. But there was people who was like, Kaliningrad is Russia. Yes, it is, but we're going to Russia, and they was like, what the hell? Yes, because mostly Kaliningrad people travel through Europe, but not to Russia. Mostly they can visit only Moscow or St. Petersburg, and that's all.
Because it's more cheap.
Yeah, it's cheaper to go to Poland or Lithuania.
Than to Kaliningrad?
Than to Moscow or St. Petersburg, from Kaliningrad.
From other Russia.
Yeah.
Actually, Siberia or Kamchatka.
Yeah. That's why mostly Kaliningrad people travel through Europe. I don't know why.
Are Kaliningrad people famous for traveling? Probably not, right? I think you are the first persons I meet from Kaliningrad, actually.
Mostly lots of young Kaliningrad people traveling, but lots of people want to go to Netherlands, to Italy, Spain, France. I don't know why. I don't know why, but mostly they just don't want to go somewhere in Baltic region because we saw everything there and so on.
Yeah, I mean old Europe.
Yeah.
Why not?
When I moved, I heard that most of Kaliningrad people went to Poland to buy products because it was cheaper than Russia.
Yeah, it's like a tradition because it's real Kaliningrad tradition that you can buy anything cheaper in Poland than in our city. I don't know why, but it's like lots of Kaliningrad people like, we are going to Poland for a weekend, and they go into Gdańsk because it's like 4 hours on the car, and you can go and buy everything. And in Kaliningrad we have now like big shops like Nike, New Balance, and some popular shops.
Brands.
Yeah, and Technic, Technic is cheaper than Kaliningrad
because you can return taxes.
Tax free, yeah. So
Tax free?
Yeah, we can in Kaliningrad we have like such.
Если ты не пользуешься техникой в стране ее покупки, ты можешь вернуть деньги за то, что ты ее выводишь. 18%. Переведи.
She told that if you don't use your Technic in Kaliningrad,
In
Poland, you can return it with.
When you transfer this technique in Russia, you can вернуть
back
taxes.
It's like cashback.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cashback around 18%. Yes, for this technique.
So it's then cheaper.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's why lots of Kaliningrad go to Gdańsk, to Poland, and buy their products, Technic, anything. So like, I know that everybody like, I want to go to IKEA, and they go into Gdańsk because we have no IKEA and Ashan. I don't know, just.
How many people live in Kaliningrad?
In Kaliningrad region, it's about.
Officially, it's 400 тысяч. 50.
Это в городе.
Да.
In Kaliningrad region, about 600.
900.
About like
200,000?
about million in the region, but in the city about 400,000.
Yeah, it's officially because now so much people moved to Kaliningrad from Russia, from Kamchatka.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's more than 400,000.
Thousands. Yeah, and Kaliningrad is very popular now because lots of students come to our city because they think that it's easier to go to Europe from our city than from Moscow and Petersburg or from any other.
It's true.
Yeah. Lots of people come to our university. We have some universities. One of the biggest is Baltic Federal University, and lots of people after the grade, they are going to Kaliningrad, moving there for whole life, and because they think that they can practice language, go to Europe, and so on. That's why I guess it's like 5 years already. Kaliningrad became like popular in Russia.
Yeah, it's really popular, and
it's because you also went there, right?
Yes. I decided to move in Kaliningrad because it's close to sea. It's close to Europe. It's a really pretty city with huge history, very interesting, and it's really good people in the city. It's not like in Moscow.
Moscow is too big, right?
Yes.
Yes, but it's nice. I really love in Moscow, but she doesn't like it.
I remember somebody telling me in Moscow that they had to drive 1 hour to the university alone, just one way, and then another hour back.
Yes,
This is ridiculous.
it is a very big city, and it's become bigger.
Traffic jam.
Yes,
Moscow could be its own country, right?
It's like a joke in Russia that Moscow is another country. Yeah, because it's very big, and they're like a Moscow region, and if you want to go from one part of Moscow to another one, yes, it can be like more than 1.5 hours by metro, underground. In the car it can be like 5 hours because there are big traffic jam. And some people jokes about like I have a life on Mukad. It is Mukad. Mukad, it is like a big road around Moscow.
Okay.
And the people who has work on one part of Moscow and live in another, they should go by MKAD, and they have joke like we have life on MKAD because they have like 2 hours to work and 2 hours, and they just.
I get it. Yeah.
My uncle always said like this because he has to do it every morning, every evening.
See, that's what really confuses me. Nobody has to really do it, right? They just choose to do it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you spoken to your uncle? Why does he choose to do that?
Because he has a good work and he like it very much. He
But not driving, the working.
yeah, he likes working at this place. But for now, he can't change the place of where he live.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he have to ride 2 hours to and out. But he think that one day he will change his place of living and
Closer.
yeah, but there are lots of people, and that's why it's hard to change your house just because it can be very expensive.
Yes.
You mean it's just not that affordable to change places? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. But you know what I've also heard? I think last year that Chinese people go to Russia to buy because it's cheaper than in China.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes.
When I was in Belarus, it's... Короче, это вне темы. When I was in Belarus, a man from India, I think, they flight to Minsk to buy jeans because it's more cheap than in there's
In India?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds strange. Because they would have
Minsk
to
is
go...
a really cheap city.
They have in Belarus they have their own shops, like own products, own clothes, like which was made in Belarus, and it's cheaper than anywhere.
But that's actually nice, right?
Yes.
That they make their own stuff. Because we have in Riga also Belarusian shops.
Yeah.
But I never go there. I don't know what I would buy there.
My mom always said that the best, я не знаю, как сказать, трикотаж. Трикотаж. The best трикотаж is Belarusian trikotage, and she was like, we should go to Belarus to our friends to buy some clothes because it's cheaper and it's better and you can wear it all the time. And I'm like,
somehow I think that I've heard some jokes about Belarusian shoes.
it's cheap and good.
Is it good?
Yes.
Russian cosmetics. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
All right, so maybe I'm confusing a little bit. But I thought I've heard some jokes about it being some not really even leather, just being almost like a wooden.
Oh.
But yeah, maybe I'm confusing with
I don't know. In Russia, we have like some people call Belarusian president Batyka, like a big father.
Yeah, Batyka, is it really a big father?
Like
I thought,
yes,
I think we call always some type of not a criminal, but a big dude Batyka, right?
No, they're like everybody like it's only in good way. They call like some people can tell it's this is Belarusian product. Batyka will not do something bad, and that's just like a joke. But everybody can buy anything in Belarusian cosmetics things and so on, just because Batyka will not do something bad.
Yeah, nice. So that means that Belarusia is even cheaper than India.
Sometimes.
That's crazy, right?
But before they changed their money, it was like to buy something. It was like $1 million, but it is cheap because as I remember, I bought when I was in Belarus last time. I bought like a costume, and it costs 600,000 Belarusian rubles.
Okay.
And it sounds like a great count because in Russia it is.
It's like a small room.
Yes, it's like a small room. It costs the same, but in Belarusian money it is just like 6,000 rubles.
Yes. €1.
1 euro.
600,000 is €1?
No.
Сколько?
600 белорусских рублей это не 1 евро.
Сейчас?
Ну нет, тогда.
Anyway, it's a lot of numbers, but
Yes.
a little value.
Yes. It was just and there was like I'm a billionaire in Belarus, but I am how Бедняк.
Poor.
Yeah, but I'm a poor man in Russia.
I read it.
It's,
Do you have any interesting things when you said that 5 years ago it started to become popular to live in and study in Kaliningrad? Do you have any particular things in Kaliningrad that are sort of interesting? That why are people going there?
I guess that city, after the Second World War, 70% of our city was destroyed because and it wasn't as nice as now. But in 2005, as I remember, we had like a city day, and we had
Restoration?
Yeah, restoration of a whole city. Like lots of places was changed, and after that, our Ministry of Tourism, like they made a great ad, and everybody in Russia just they knew about our city. Some people didn't even know about Kaliningrad.
Some people in Russia called Kaliningrad Königsberg.
Yes, but.
Are those people far in the east?
Yep.
Oh yeah, then it's
My parents.
okay. yeah, I could understand. Because I was one time I met a Russian woman, and I didn't recognize her as Russian, but she said I'm Russian, and I said no, you're not, right? Because she totally looked Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah, but she no, I'm from whatever that region, and it's Russia. All right. So,
yeah.
Because I associate Russia like you, right? But yeah, she was totally Japanese. But yeah.
We have in Russia you can see people with different я слово внешность забыла.
Face.
Yeah, different faces, and I read interview of Hollywood report that one man said we open the country Russia and saw different faces, and now we understand that there can be beautiful white girls with white hair, and at the same time you can find an Asian faces and Mongol and so on, because Russia is too big and we have lots of people, not only typical people who you can imagine when you think about Russia.
Yeah, that's what I mean, actually, because when you think about it, yes, actually there are so many different cultures, ethnicities, but again, it's just, yeah, you are Russian, okay, I get it. Everybody else is just, because I don't understand, for instance, that you have Russia, but then you have sort of autonomous republics in Russia,
yes,
which is strange, because they are still called Russia, but they are, I don't think they are Russia. They are just separate republics in sort of like a union with Russia. I don't understand it. I remember once a Russian guy trying to explain how it all works with all the big municipalities, and but yeah, I didn't. It sounded like it's almost like the European Union. There you have just a common language, you have common economy, but yeah, this is a totally separate region.
Yes, I will not even try to tell you about it, because it's hard to understand, but how to tell it? I mean that these parts of Russia, they have their own rules, like еврейская, Jewish autonomy. They have their own rules, but at the same time they have the same president like us, and they are Russian too. But
do you call Putin also Batya?
No.
No. Why not?
Because
Lukashenko is bigger, right?
We will not tell it. No, just Putin. А как мы Putin? We call him Putin or President. Yeah, some people jokes like a Mr. President. So that's
I guess it's official, right? Mr. President is official.
Yes.
Yeah.
Name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so no Batka, no nothing at all.
No, but we have jokes like with the collages where Putin writes on the bear.
Yeah, the memes. Yes.
Yes, only these things.
But do people like them? Because I know in the West they always like make it a well, sort of a meme. Look, he tries to be so macho. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean.
Especially without the shirt.
Yeah. He's playing hockey now, as I remember.
Yes. Some teenagers have passport with photo of Putin.
Yeah. It's so strange. Yeah, it's so strange.
Wasn't there recently? I think last year Putin was participating in some type of hockey game, and he tripped. And
Yes.
I think there were some memes that who will die,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because see, that's the thing. Usually, when it comes to, for instance, our some news, it's always like these things, right? That gets the attention. I don't know what everyday life is in Kaliningrad. What everyday life is in Russia. No clue. But it sounds to me that you are pretty much like the rest of West Europe.
Yes, I
in
guess
Kaliningrad.
so. I guess that Kaliningrad, Moscow, and Petersburg, like it's quite European cities. We have a lot in common. So maybe in.
I think no, because when I first time in Europe in Gdańsk, and I went in the Central Square in Gdańsk, and I first saw that adult old people sit in the street and eat in the restaurant, because in Russia I never saw it.
Old people in restaurants?
Old people and eat in the restaurant in the street.
What's so special about it?
То, что старички сидят на улице в ресторанах и едят. В России я этого никогда не видела.
I don't know, because she said that what she said. But I mean, I always see it in Kaliningrad and in St. Petersburg. In Moscow, I don't remember.
In my city in Tbilisi, I never.
Seriously?
Serious.
My grandparents.
Because I think it's so expensive to eat in restaurant.
I mean, it's West Russia, not Moscow, St. Petersburg, or Kaliningrad.
I think it's not so popular to eat in restaurant for adult people, for old people.
I don't know. My grandparents always like they have now like a second sweet period, and they always like my grandma always called me and like your grandfather took me to the restaurant today. We will go like another Valentine's Day, and I'm like, oh, so cute. And they always go into restaurants and so.
In Central Russia, our grandmas sit around homes and talk, chatting. Eat семечки, seeds.
Yeah, seeds.
That's all. Not restaurant.
This is difference between regions of Russia, because it's too big and we have different tradition in every region.
Yes.
Sometimes it's like different people at all. Like you are not in one nation sometimes, because they live totally another life. Not like in Kaliningrad and in Kamchatka. Sometimes even Russian language can be a little bit different in different regions.
You mean like a dialect?
Yes, like dialects.
I think some words.
Some no.
Some sounds.
Some sounds, some words. Some nations has their own dialect and so on.
In another republic, it's second official language.
Yes.
For example, Tatarstan.
Yes.
So what do you mean second language? Russian is second language?
No, Russian is the first language, and Tatar language it's called.
Yes.
And it's like a second language that they learn.
In Коми это какой язык?
I don't know.
Удмуртский.
Udmurt language, and some people learn the second language in their school. But in Kaliningrad we learn only Russian, English, and German sometimes. Some people.
Sounds so cliche. German, English, and Russian. Yeah.
And some people in my school we had Spanish and French classes, but you should choose it like a linguistic class. But as I know, in other republics they have no such things like language classes with Spanish or French.
For example, in Kamchatka, they study Chinese language.
Russians trying to speak Chinese.
Yes, because
it
sounds weird.
Kamchatka and Chinese.
Still
schools.
sounds weird. You should try to teach the Chinese Russian.
I know that Chinese try to learn Russian, lots of them, and some people wrote me like, "Oh, I'm trying to learn Russian, but it's too hard." And we're like, Chinese is hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that actually Chinese could learn better Russian than Russians learn Chinese.
Maybe.
Because I think Chinese is what 200,000 hieroglyphs or something.
Yes.
Yeah. And Russian, I don't know, but it's definitely not that much.
But Russian language is very hard because we have some words, some phrases like.
Да нет, наверное.
Да нет, наверное. It's like if you will translate this phrase like word by word, it will be
no.
Yes, no, maybe. And for some people in Europe, it was like what?
But what does that stand for when you say it?
I'm not sure. Like it's something like this.
Maybe.
Yes, I'm not sure, but maybe.
Okay.
But in Russian, it's like yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, but still, you can kind of get it. You get the idea. Yeah.
Да нет, наверное. It's like it's not like I'm not sure. Maybe it's more like I'm not sure, but I guess no, but I'm not sure. Like this, yeah, like this.
Yeah, 50-50, exactly. Yeah.
So and we have lots of such phrases that can be hard to understand.
Yeah, I guess every big language has always these things.
Yeah.
Tell me about your studies.
Oh. You will start first because of my studies.
Okay, my specialty is bioengineering. I study in Kaliningrad 5 years. I especially moved to Kaliningrad to study in my specialty, and I think it's really interesting because it's about DNA and organisms. I like plants, and 3 years I work with plants, and we can in the future, I think, change organs and change DNA, make GMO, and it's really good, and it's perspectively.
Yeah,
Perspective profession. Yeah. But not in Russia, I think, because it's forbidden to create GMO in Russia.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's right in Chinese and in Britain, UK, and that's all. In Russia, it's forbidden.
Does that mean that you don't grow soy?
Yes, because most Russian people think that GMO it's really dangerous.
Yeah,
GMO can
kill you.
Can kill you and change your DNA.
Yeah, it was
from
like, as I remember, there was like, it was on TV that, we don't know if GMO is good or bad, and you should check on every product if they're GMO, and I was like...
Most of products contain a phrase without GMO.
Yeah.
It's good, most people think.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's a big trend.
But
also, I think in America especially.
Yeah.
Organic, non-GMO, sugar-free.
Yeah.
All the things.
So in Russia, I guess.
Yes.
So does it mean in Russia you have quite nice food standards?
Lots of people like to buy local food, like local milk, local fruits, local vegetables. So, like in Kaliningrad, everybody like local milk.
Okay.
We have a high level of milk.
You mean not in the grocery store, but in farmers?
Yes, farmers, or we have in grocery like our own products, like that was made in Kaliningrad.
Or in Polish milk.
Yes, but I know that on Volga, in the center of Russia, they have it's called Vologosha, and it's like the highest level of milk. And when I went last summer, I was I had a trip through the central Russia. I had like a cruise on Volga. And everybody told me, you should taste our milk. It is the best. And they even called me a city. It is a small city, but they told, this is the best milk in the world. And I was like,
in Tatarstan, the best milk it's Iran or Tan.
Iran.
It's a national traditional milk in Tatarstan.
So
specific
so
taste.
you're talking about cow's milk, right?
Cow's milk.
Cow's milk.
Yep.
So why is it so special?
I don't know. Just
a cow is a cow, right?
Yes, but
different technology of preparing.
You know,
the cows are massaged.
Yes, yes.
For music.
It's like I guess it was started in Soviet Union, that it's like farm milk. You should it's better to take farm milk than to buy it in grocery, and it's still like this. Everybody like, we should buy our own milk than the milk that was made in Moscow region or somewhere else. And that's why everybody like, we should go and buy only this one. And I don't know, but maybe
it's totally like the trend in America. It's like you are already 2 steps ahead of Americans when it comes to food, right? Buy local, GMO, non-GMO.
Yeah.
Everything
more
organic.
ecological.
Yeah, ecological.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think it's a trend of last years because people start think about what they should eat, because you are that you eat.
Yeah. Yes, you are what you eat.
Plant food, vegan, and for example, plant milk. Что еще у нас?
No, I don't think Russians do like vegetarian lifestyles.
I guess
seems so strange.
Young people like it. They like, it's like a popular.
Like hipsters like.
Yes,
it, right?
yes. But adult people always. Adult people is always like, oh come on, eat meat and
Шашлыки.
And shashliki, yes. So like. Old people don't understand what does it mean to be vegetarian, but young people think that it's popular and they do it, and it's quite.
But actually, don't some of the republics? Oh no, wait a second, I'm confusing them. They are not vegetarian cultures; they are just Muslim cultures, right? They have the Ramadan and stuff like that, right? In Russia, yeah. So you don't have any vegetarian nations in Russia then, right?
Oh no, we have no vegetarian nations.
Because in India, I think you would find lots of people who are just straight up.
Yes, because religion.
Vegetarian, yeah.
No, in Russia, we have tradition of eating meat.
Well, I don't know, tradition, because meat used to be quite expensive, right?
Yes.
You couldn't eat it every day.
No, in Russia, I think more expensive to eat vegetarian.
Yes.
What?
It's everybody can buy like a chicken or cow meat. Yes, it is cheap, and in the big part of Russia, they have lots of farms that sell it like very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So, or some people have their own farms.
It's difficult to buy milk without lactose, for example.
Yes, or like
or plant milk.
Yeah,
or,
plant milk.
Or meat or not meat, soya milk.
Soya meat, yes. It's more expensive than just natural meat or natural milk.
More easy to be to eat meat.
Yes.
So what would be the most interesting for you when you finish? You're still studying, right?
Yes, it's
so
the last year.
So when you finish studies, what would be the most interesting work you could do?
I will not work in my specialty.
Why
because in Kaliningrad region not exist a job for me.
But why do they teach then?
it's strange, it's Russia.
Okay.
But in St. Petersburg in Moscow there is a profession job for me, but I don't want to move in these cities.
So what's next for you after studies?
I don't know.
Really?
I will work.
And you? What about you?
I'm learning graphic design and web design, but I was a linguistic for I just changed my profession because I don't want to I want to know who I will be in future.
Okay.
And first time I was studying linguistic because I love English language, French language, and so on. But then I understand that I don't want to be a teacher. But it's easier to be a teacher in Russia than a translator because there are lots of translators.
Oh.
Every year, they in my university there was 100 people who was ended linguistic, and it's too much for Kaliningrad. And that's why I thought that I will learn English and French by myself, and I will change my profession to design because I like painting and so on. And in future, I hope I will work on freelance and travel a lot.
Have you tried freelancing?
Yes. I made logotypes,
Okay.
logo for some companies, but small companies, and I can art I can paint an illustration for books and so on. But I started painting at my 18th. Yes, and then I just obsessed with this.
It sounds like you would fit perfectly into Britain,
Maybe, I hope so.
like in London. I think that's the thing. Many things it's always related to, I guess, public relations in a sense. But
Yep.
all these graphic things, all these design things, they're really, really popular. At least what I've heard, especially in Britain. I don't know why. Probably because they have a lot of international companies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope I choose to work on freelance just because I present myself like a human of the world because I'm obsessed with traveling and I like to learn new about other countries. I love Russia very much, and I was last year I visited more than 10 cities of Russia, and for Kaliningrad human it is too much because mostly they traveling through Europe. And at the same time I want to see Europe countries, but I saw a lot of them, but I want to visit them one more time. I want to go to South America, to USA, to Canada, and so on. I want to go to Australia, and that's why I want to work in internet, not in office.
Yeah, sounds good. Have you thought about what could you do to have actually also some type of passive income, so you don't have to actively work but can have a stream of money?
I thought about it, but I'm not sure. I want to just because I want to paint. That's why I always Планшет, я забыла слово. I have an iPad,
Okay.
and I paint on it, and I paint on
On an iPad?
Yep.
Is it good?
Yes.
Okay. She nodded. Alright.
I saw
She saw.
Ksenia paint.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you if you want, but it's mostly I started iPad now, just a month. Painted only a paper
Okay.
or a computer by the mouse. Or in people, yes, I had a project where we made a photo shoot with people who had arts on their bodies.
Or
Body
face.
paint.
Yes, and faces, which I did. And so I want to paint illustrations, logos if it need, or websites, some how to do it. Some parts of art, some art parts of websites and so on. Anything where I can paint, I will do it with a happy face.
So Instagram is perfect for you.
Yep, I like Instagram. But I have a non-travel blog, but something like this.
You mean traveling without? Well, what is the most content on your Instagram page? What is mostly related to your travels or to your everyday?
I guess travels, because I worked with young people, and they interested to.
You said like you would be old. You're young yourself.
No, like I mean, not students, like pupils, guys from school,
Okay.
and they are interested to travel as cheap as possible.
Ah, well, that's hitchhiking then, right?
Yeah. That's why they watch my Instagram, because I always like tell them how to go somewhere by low cost.
Ah.
Yeah, no, just some people don't know that they can go to even Moscow in cheap way, because they think that they should spend lots of money to buy a ticket on the plane and then live there and eat there, and they don't know that you can buy a ticket like for.
Just take a gun and rob some people.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so easy.
So that's why what you can find on my Instagram. Just
Yeah, useful tips.
Yep.
I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So, would you say that you will be not working in your particular field, but you will?
Yep.
Nice. Do you use Instagram as well, like she?
No.
No, not at all.
I try to отказаться,
Refuse, yeah.
refuse of social media, because it's spend my time. I try to walking with my friends, spend time with my friends, chatting.
But sometimes you have more Instagram stories than me.
Do you think that social media is too much
Yes.
of a time
Yes. Really.
consumer? Really? But you are disciplined, right?
Hmm?
But you are disciplined.
Disciplined.
Yeah. You can actually say no, not more. This much and not more.
Yes, I make in my phone settings that I should spend time on the particular time in some application.
Yeah.
For example, 30 minutes or 1 hour, that's all. And I try to do it, because social media, it's really a big part of my life. And I try to, no, not so much.
Very good. But you don't have that problem, right?
I'm just.
You just sit all day.
No, I'm not sitting there all day, but I was chatting with people from different places, like from different cities in Russia and other countries, and I can't go for a walk with them because they are too far away. That's why I should chat with them. But if I am with somebody, I will not use my phone and like sit on the internet because it's rude.
I don't know about that. Do you really think that's rude?
I think that if you meet with somebody, you should spend your time with this person, not with another person on Instagram. Like, I can make a story, but then I should put my phone here and don't touch it, just chat and try to know something new and
be in the moment, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think when in Russia, I saw that so much teenagers meet and okay, let's see our phone or send us memes.
Yes,
but you sit near and send to other memes or jokes or something interesting. But you can put off your phone and talk in live.
Make live memes.
Yes.
How did you both decide to travel together?
She made a story like who wants to go somewhere, and I was like, me. I thought it is a joke. Then she was, where? And like, let's go to Riga. She was like, okay, when?
Yes.
And then was buying tickets and like, oh, what the hell is going on?
Yes.
So it was a spontaneous travel.
Where do you go next?
Vilnius.
I want in Uzbekistan.
I have tickets to Moscow and to St. Petersburg on March and on April already, because there was like a discount for them. and it was
because in Russia, in Kaliningrad, exists a discount for young people and old people to fly from Kaliningrad to Moscow.
And to St. Petersburg. It was like... Сейчас, я пытаюсь в математику. 1000 рублей это...
1000?
1000 rubles. I don't know how much it's in euro.
На 70...
I don't know as well.
Скажи 10. 12.
Like about 10-12 euros
Okay.
to go to Moscow and from Moscow to Kaliningrad. And it is very cheap for us. And that's why I bought just lots of tickets to Moscow and to St. Petersburg. Because you can go anywhere from these cities. You can go to Kostroma, Nizhny Novgorod, some like beautiful small cities. We have no flights from Kaliningrad to there, but you can go to Moscow and then buy a train ticket.
Doesn't Russia have that, what is it called, Siberian Express?
Siberian Express.
Doesn't there go a really long line?
Yes, from Moscow to Vladivostok.
I don't know, probably. Right?
Transsibirskая магистраль.
Yes, we have it, but it's like to go from Moscow to Vladivostok. It is like another part of Russia. It is 7 day in train, and it is like it is a big experience. I will tell you like this.
Yes,
because
adventurous.
Russian people in trains. It is a show.
There are some tradition in train. You should to take eggs and chicken.
And chicken like in Riga.
Yes. And you should put off your shoes and play in space.
Yes.
And храпеть. Make noise.
It's like Russian people in the trains are like at home. They are too free. Like they can be. You are not alone in your room. There are always like at least 4 people. And Russian men can take off their t-shirts and go with like naked torso. And you're like, okay, they
if
can.
It's hot. Why not?
Yes, and there are like grandma, like old ladies who will like give you advices for life, even if you want to sleep. And they will like, and they will call you внучка. Which like внучка is like a granddaughter, even if you have no relatives with them, but they will call you внучка.
And can suggest you to drink vodka.
Yeah, there are like some people will drink alcohol, and it's like a big party, but in Russian style. And one day it is fine and funny, but 7 days of this. It's not awful,
without shower.
Without, yeah, you have no shower, and like you have only this toilet which is screaming at you. Like it's like a meme that toilet in the train, when you like you put a bottom and it make like a voice like somebody is screaming at you. Yeah, it's very scary. I don't know, I have never been ready for this. I was like, oh my god.
Yes.
So have you been on that train?
Yeah, I have only 1 day ride. No, like 24 hours, because it's 24 hours from Kaliningrad to Moscow or St. Petersburg, but not more. No, I have 1 day, one trip for 3 days, and it was enough for me.
Okay.
And you have?
I have only 2 days from Tbilisi to Kaliningrad in train.
Was it good?
Beautiful. It was new wagon.
New wagon. It's good.
Oh, because you still have, because we have also the same old trains, I guess, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Some train old, some train new.
Today you went to Yurmala, right?
Yes.
What was the train like?
It was like
the old ones.
Yes, but it's called electrichka in Russia.
Yes, it's electrichka, not train.
But we have like train with beds and.
Yes.
It's because they travel longer, so they have a little bit.
You have to sleep there.
Okay. Yeah.
But
yeah.
one once I rode to Moscow from Kaliningrad in
Sitting place?
Sitting place.
Oh my god.
It was 10 hours in one place, sitting with in a very hot wagon with so much people. I think it was 50 people, and there was children, little children, big children. It was noisy. It was very special smells. It was kitty. It was really strange. And, it was not good.
I had a sitting place when I went from Kostroma to Moscow. I had a night trip, but I should sit there, and there was a awful seat, like a 90 degrees seat, I guess made by stone. And when I sat there, I tried to sleep, but then next to me was my neighbor. I was not like very frightened, but it was like a big Chechen guy who was like this, and he was.
So that's a batchka, right?
No, it's a bandit.
Okay.
He looks like bandit, and he was always talking by phone, in a rude way. Here, and I was sleeping when I heard oh my god, I will kill him, and I was like, okay. And I guess he was not so serious, but I was like, okay, I will not sleep anymore here. And it was a little bit because the sitting places was the cheapest one, and there was people who wasn't look like how to call, как я не могу даже на русском сказать. There wasn't people who was looking safe. There was lots of people who was not bandits, but
dangerous.
Yes, and that's why I was with my backpack like this, and okay.
I see. But you have also on trains some type of, what's it called, standing tickets? Probably not, right? All your tickets are for at least sitting.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because I remember I was in 2012 or 2012 in Germany. I bought a ticket for around 100 euros, right, to travel, I don't know, 1.5 hours to some distant city. Turned out I didn't have even a seat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just it turned out if you need a seat you need to pay extra. So I was just sitting on the floor.
Oh my god.
Right, and so then I figured out something's wrong with that type of system.
No, I guess we have not so expensive tickets for train, or if it will be so expensive, you will have your own room, coupe, with maybe even a shower. They have shower and a TV. Russian grandmas were oh my god, TV in train, but it should be it will cost about 100 euros, no more.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we almost covered all topics, right? We spoke about you guys, we spoke about Kaliningrad, even mentioned India and USA.
Yeah.
So by the way, you mentioned that you wanted to travel a lot, but you didn't mention any parts of Africa. How come?
I'm not sure. I'm interested in it, but I feel myself very bad when it's too hot. I can fall down. That's why I'm not sure that I want to see one of the places that I want to see. It's Madagascar island.
Okay.
But I didn't think about Africa because if I will go there, it maybe will be a volunteer program, but I'm not sure that it will be so soon. It is not the first place of my travel list.
Which is?
Somewhere down. I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm not sure that I want to go to Africa. I was in some places that look like, and I'm too emotional, and that if I will see some people who have not as good life as even people in Russia or in Europe or anywhere, I will cry a lot, and I'm too emotional for this. now. I guess. For me, it's too hard.
You mean to see poor people?
Yes, like people who have no opportunity to drink clean water or something like this. I know in some countries the situations is too bad. That's why I'm not sure. And some countries for me it's too hot because I will go out at night at the best time because I was in Turkey and I was like most time I was in hotel because when I went to the beach or I had to wear like a big hat, take water with me and nashatir, like a thing that smells very hard to make myself like stay in real life because when I have it's too hot I just fell down and my mother was like, oh no, and they call the doctor.
And yet still you would like to travel to South America and Australia, huh?
Yes, but I guess it is not. I don't know. I will even try it. I want to see just some countries on South America. And, I know that in Australia, not in all Australia is too hot as in Africa.
What?
I know that in Australia it sometimes is not so hot as in Africa because it's.
I don't know about that. Australia is pretty much hot, right?
It is not so close to
Equator?
Yeah, equator. So I guess it shouldn't be so hot.
Yes, actually in winter.
Yes.
All right. So which are the countries in South America then?
I don't know. I didn't think about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know that I want to go to Cuba because I'm interested. I know that, it's an island, but I mean, I want to go to know more about their mentality. Yeah.
Cuban mentality?
Yeah, because they had
just smoking and dancing and
no,
boxing.
They had like socialism.
Да. Коммунизм.
Yeah.
Che Guevara.
Yeah, they have like a political story, like not the same with the USSR, but they have like a kind of, and it's interesting to have to see what they are like and talk with them and to see their streets with the old cars because there are lots of Russian cars that I know, like Volga and so on, and I'm interested to see it now. But I know that they changed very much because now there are lots of Americans and American they can buy American food, as I remember now, and American cars and so on. It was forbidden for,
Yes.
but not now.
Sanction.
Yeah, they had sanctions.
I don't know if they abandoned the sanctions.
It was, now it's already.
Yes.
But it was, and that's why they had like in Russia, in USSR, there was old cars called Volga, Moskvich.
Yes, but
Запорожец.
don't they still make Volgas? But only Lada. They only make Lada, right?
They make Lada now, but it was like in USSR, and in Cuba they have these cars. They paint it in a bright color, and they use it. I guess it was all time that they have sanctions from USA because they had no opportunity to buy another ones. And in Russia we have not such like not traditional. Like every Russian try to change their Volga to another car. It's better to something from Europe, not Russian Ladas.
I think in Russia at one point there was popular Italian cars. I think so.
German cars.
Well, German cars always.
Yeah,
But I think if I'm not mistaken, either Lada or some type of Russian car was made together with the Fiat company.
Yes, it's true. Because the first Russian cars, Zhigul, It was made like a model of Fiat. I was in museum of Lada, and first a Russian car and Italian car, the same. Actually,
I didn't know it.
really. And now in Avtovaz, it's fabric of Lada. It's they create a machine with company Kia or Renault, yes.
Maybe
And in Avtovaz, it's not Russian director. It's really strange.
You mean not Russian?
Not
director?
Russian, yes.
French.
Not French. I think it's Holland, Голландец, Holland person.
Sounds nice.
No.
Because do you have any? If you have traveled so much, do you have any preference for people? Let's say if I would give you the opportunity to live for the rest of your life in the Netherlands or in I don't know, Morocco, what would you choose?
I would choose to live in Russia. I'm not sure that I want to live all my life in one country.
Really?
Yes. I mean, I want to Russia will be my home, but I can travel through any places. I don't want to change country. I don't know why.
Well, it seems to me that you have the best of both worlds, right? You are in Russia, but also in Europe.
Yes.
Currently, so you
Yes.
are already just one step away from Poland.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Stuff like that. Same for you?
Yes, I want to live in Russia, but I want to see how much I can.
How much what?
I can
As
go.
much as you can.
Yes.
Ah,
So, and lots of Russians will tell you the same. Some Russians will tell you that I want to go to
USA.
Yes, it's popular to say I want to go to USA. They don't know anything about this country, but just they want to because
American dream.
yeah, American dream. And some people will tell you I want to go out from Russia just because they don't like politics or something like that, but they don't want to change something. They want just to run away from this country, and so. But some Russians, young Russians, are politically active.
Yes.
And they want to stay in Russia and change it and make something new and so on. So.
you mean change it in a sort of like a
make
American way? Change it?
No. Make it better. Just not make it like America or Europe or something like this. Just working to make it better every time. Because how to tell? I don't know.
Что?
You're just basically improving any way possible.
Yes. Because it's. I'm not sure that.
But you have too much billionaires. Russia has too much billionaires.
Yes.
Too much people with lots of money and influence.
Yes.
У нас тут очень большой разрыв.
Да. Very big difference between poor people and rich people.
Yes, that's what I
mean. Some people are too poor.
Some people too rich.
Too rich, yes. And this is one of the biggest problem in Russia.
Well, probably everywhere in the world, but Russia quite because
yes.
From the 90s onwards, so many billionaires in Russia, right? From what? Just what? Gas, minerals, all these things, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest problems in Russia.
So that's what I mean. So these young people that you are speaking of, once they get into politics, once they get actually near all the money, I think it's all the same.
Yes. Это было взятка. Это у нас что?
Corruption.
Yeah, we have problem with corruption, and it is.
I don't know if you have problems with corruption. I just think you have the opportunity. Sometimes people in powerful positions have sometimes the opportunity to make either a lot of money or get some really nice things fast, and it's just human nature. right?
Yeah.
If you've lived your whole life just normal, just passing by, and then all of a sudden you can jump, just I don't know how much, but you can really jump, right? What are then your morals, right? It's just why not? You live only once.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sad story.
No, I mean I would guess Russia is still a land of opportunities. It's just I would say probably on average too cold.
Yes.
Because Russian winters are real winters.
Yes, but no.
But this year it wasn't like
Really warm.
It was too warm in Russia. In Kaliningrad we had not snow at all.
Yes.
Yeah, we too.
And
But I liked it, honestly.
I don't like.
It's like a British winter.
yes, but in Kaliningrad it's fine when we have no snow, because usually the snow is like it fell down and then it becomes like a rain, and it's. But in another part of Russia, usually it's a good snow, like it can fall down and stay like a week, a month, and this year it wasn't like this. Mostly like my friends from Tyumen. It is Tyumen. It is a city in Siberia.
Okay.
Where usually they have snow till from October till April. They told me that they had first snow in December, and it wasn't so great as usual, because usually they have snow like this, and this year it wasn't so snowy, and they was upset about it.
Upset?
Yes.
Yes.
I like snow.
For a little bit. But if you would have to shove snow every day for half a year,
I shouldn't do it. I like ski,
that's
go
what I mean.
to forest and go sanki. Sanki, yes, and go in Vatrushka and ride from a mountain and step in snow. It's really good. I like when you see in window and see only white. It's good.
for a day.
Day, weeks, months.
I'm not
I
sure
don't
that I can
believe
live
you.
in it
I like
so
like
much.
winter.
But
Snowballs, of course.
I think some people just it's like traditional living in snow, and when it is not so cold as usual for them, it's like a shock.
Yeah. I mean, the climate is changing.
Yes.
So, but till now it's pretty good. It's not so cold. You can drive safely with your car.
I think it's
Nice.
not good. I think it's not good.
That you don't have snow,
Yes.
but you still can go to places where they have snow. See,
Yeah.
everybody can have all they want.
Yes. And for Kaliningrad, the snow is like a magic.
Yes. Every Kaliningrad people take a video, make a video in the stories, Instagram. Oh, it's snow! Yeah, first snow in Kaliningrad.
Yes.
Oh,
When I was at Barnaul, it is Altai, and there are Altai mountains, and it was my first time when I saw real snow, which is lying on the floor on the earth for a long time. And when I saw it for the first time, I was 18 years old already, and I should be like a lady and so like this, but I was like a little like I was like a little child. I was like, oh my, I fell down on the snow, and like I don't know, I was too happy, and my friends who was with me, they was so shocked about it, and they was with me, and girls from Barnaul, they was watching at us and was like, what the hell is going on? Why they are? And we was like, oh my god, this is snow, because Kaliningrad people usually we don't see real snow, and mostly no one will travel to middle Russia where they have snow, and usually like lots of people live in life without snow.
see, she's British.
Happy to hear.
Well, anyway, I guess we can wrap it up. Do you have any final thoughts?
What?
Финальное слово?
No.
I guess it's just we're happy to be here, and that's fine that we had such a dialogue. Maybe some your friends will know more about Russia, and we can.
Yeah, of course. They should go to Kaliningrad and see it.
If you will have opportunity, go to our city and or to our country, because it's really beautiful. And
I think I need a visa.
yes, but in Kaliningrad we have.
We have electronic visa. It's more easy. You can go to internet site.
You know what's easy? If I go with the car, drive across the border, and I don't have to do anything. I just drive.
Yes, but Russia, it is an interest experience.
Could actually Kaliningrad be part of the Schengen area? Because you would be quite good for the Schengen area.
Шенгенская зона, I guess it is too hard to do it in political way, because
has Kaliningrad ever thought of separating from Russia, just being its own country?
I'm not sure.
It would be a nice country, right? You could be the Switzerland of Russia.
No.
Right?
Russia is the best.
I guess it's fine to be Russia. And I'm not sure that some of Kaliningrad people will tell you that they want to be another country.
Really?
Yes. I don't know. We like to be like a small part of Russia in Europe, and it's good, and it's fine to make a Schengen visa for us. So the only problem is that we should like count how much alcohol or cigarettes or something like this we will take with us when we are going through the border, because we can't take like more than
1 liter of alcohol.
1 liter of hard alcohol and some
two packs of cigarettes.
Yeah, something like this.
But I would imagine from what you told me that there's not real problems with alcohol in Kaliningrad, right?
No.
It's more cheaper. It's cheaper.
Because I know it used to be the case that there were many statistics that Russia has one of the highest alcoholism rates in the world.
No, not this year, because in this year I think Russia was on 3rd place.
Yeah, this
not so much alcoholic in Russia.
Yeah, we are on the 3rd place, but I guess it's because in some places it's so cold that people try to they drink alcohol to make warmer.
Maybe.
And in some places the life is not as good as they want, and it's just like depression regions.
Yes.
And this region, you have a border with Lithuania, right?
Yes.
Lithuania is one of the biggest alcoholic countries.
Maybe.
Which is strange. I don't understand it. What did you do to them?
We didn't. We do nothing. But I don't know. It's sad to hear that some people use alcohol to like not to have a little fun, just they made a life of drinking alcohol. But some people in Russia is just they can't buy vodka, even cheap vodka, because they have enough money. They have not enough money for it. But they not trying to change their life. They just made cheap alcohol by themselves. Samagon, right? Yes.
Боярышник.
Боярышник. And some types of alcohol that literally can kill them.
Some types of medicine.
Yeah, so they can drink a medicine spirit, and just because they think that they can't change their life, but they can.
Have you you probably use YouTube, right?
Yes, of course.
Have you seen the channel Bald and Bankrupt?
No, I didn't.
It's a British dude who goes across, I think only specifically Russian speaking countries, because it's a British dude but he speaks Russian. Yeah, so it's so funny sometimes that she just meets some Vasya on the street, right, and then they start drinking together, right, and so yeah, I mean he's just filming himself, right, and traveling, I think, all over Russia and Belarus. Oh, and also I think he was in Moldova as well. But yeah, it's so, because it's exactly what you said, that yeah, in some regions there's maybe some depressed people, and he goes there. He just goes there, starts talking about life, drinking with them, right? It's, as a viewer, it's really interesting, it's really funny. I don't know how it's afterwards, right? If he leaves, what comes for them next, I don't know.
It's really interesting and different between Russia and other countries, because when we're in Russia, then guy invite you on date, they say that we should go to coffee, cup of coffee, and when we here, and the guy writes, let's go drink something, actually drink alcohol. And
no, many times it's also tea, coffee. Yeah.
I guess it's just Tinder story.
I guess.
For me, it's really strange, because most people think that in Russia we only drink alcohol, or only drink mocha, but it's not so.
When we had WFMS World
Youth Festival.
Yes, it was World Youth and Student Festival, and
in Sochi.
It was in Sochi, and we had like a part in the regions, and there was like 200 students and youth who was in Kaliningrad, and I was a volunteer there.
Me too.
Yeah, that's how we meet, as I remember.
No.
And there was like lots of people, and the first question that they asked me was like, is it true that you drink vodka every day? And I was like, to tell the truth, I don't really drink alcohol. It was my 18th. I don't drink alcohol at all, or just like
but you know
bottle of wine.
But you know what the reason is for that stereotype? First of all, probably Boris Yeltsin.
Yeah.
And second of all, in many films and TV series that come from Russia, you definitely see just people sitting at the lunch table and
yes. Sometimes it's awful.
And then eating some pickle.
Yeah. Sometimes it's awful to see usually it's American films where Russians showed like bandits in this
like a brother.
I remember seeing Russian films just on Latvian TV and Russian TV series, because it's always about some criminal activity, drinking, right? Yeah.
It's it's really sad that lots of people thinking that Russian people are criminals who always drink vodka and have a gun here, and
it's not so.
It's not so.
Because there are a lot of memes and compilations on YouTube.
It's because of 19th, I guess.
Really, it's so much jokes in Russia about alcoholic trip.
Yes.
Alcoholic party.
Yes. I guess it starts in 90s when we had like.
In the 90s, for sure.
Yes. And after this, it's like. Now our parents always said that when it was 90s we had such problem, and now you live in good life. Like, yes, we live a good life, but we can do it better, and they like remember this time. But okay.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. That nowadays I don't know about the eastern part of Russia. I don't know anything about it, but I think the European part of Russia is definitely so improved. It's beyond imagination.
Yes, the country. I see like country changing every day. It's become better, and like my city, Kaliningrad, is became a really beautiful place. Because for like 10 years we improved our architecture, our tourism, politic. There are lots of people who trying to go to us and trying to know more about our city, and I like that in Kaliningrad now you can have like a good future, because like 10 years before there it was the story that you graduated from school and then it's better to go to Moscow or St. Petersburg or another city to have a
good future, good job.
Yes, like to learn in university and then work there. And lots of youth tried to go out from Kaliningrad. And now when like lots of people trying to go to us, and I guess it is it shows how country and city changed for this time. So believe in a good future. Work on it.
Will you go back to your original place?
No.
Damn, that was
Because
fast.
Тольятти, it's промышленный fabric city.
Factory city.
It's more than Kaliningrad. It's I think 700,000 person, and it's around city. There is a free factory chemicals. It's really not good ecological, and it's not good city to live, because not so many places to go to have rest. Not there are beer bars, and it's boring.
Factories
city.
and bars. What else do you need?
Volga.
Is it as green as Kaliningrad?
No. Not so much. It's on.
So much work. Königsberg was a city called City of Garden, because there was a garden in.
It was a ring of park around city.
Yes, and now there are less green, and that's why Kaliningrad like now it's we have not so much green as it was. But for Russian people, it is like wow. You have.
Because when I moved to Kaliningrad, I saw that grass more green than in Russia, because it's another
more green.
More green, really, than in another Russia, because I think it's more warm climate. Yes. And without snow,
because we have green grass the whole year.
yes, it's really unusual for me.
Did the people have relatives from Germany as well?
Some of them, yes, and we have like a small part of region, like a German community, but it is small.
Because I don't really analyze it, but I think the best combination of people is Germans mixed with Russians.
Why?
I don't know. It just seems like it. It seems like Russia and Germany are meant to be together.
No. I know that it was when it was 1945 year in last centuries. All German people was moved to Germany from Königsberg.
We had like a tragic story of it, like after the Second World War in Königsberg, there was lots of German people, and our government was they did everything to make like all these people should go away from Königsberg, and there
was the war for sure.
But still, some Russian people, like not the central of Russia, of course, but like from small villages and so on, they are not too polite to Germans, because the Second World War, it is like
but that's the war. What I meant was that if let's say the father is German and the mother is Russian, I think the children are pretty nice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not only German.
I know.
Latvian.
It seems to me that just German and Russian just go together. I mean, as people. I mean, the war was between many countries, right? But as people, Russian and German, because I mean Russians like BMWs, they like Adidas, right? So
Yeah,
it's just something.
maybe. We should think about
Have you,
it.
Yes.
have you been to Germany?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Like I'm a big fan of Berlin.
Hmm.
Because it was one of the first places, not in Russia, that I visit in my life. Like, it was the second one. First time I visit Warsaw. Warsaw. How to call it in English? And then I go to Berlin with my parents, and I was there like already 5 times.
She sounds so rich. Traveling all over the world.
No.
No, not really. I'm just doing it a very cheap way. I'm trying to do it, and this is the only way like how I can travel.
No clothes, nothing, not alcohol, only travel.
Well, yes.
I think in Russia you have also the application, the BlaBlaCar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, see, we don't have that.
It's not
Serious?
so cool
Yeah.
now.
Yes, it was better. But last times I tried to use BlaBlaCar.
In commercial.
It's too hard because last time I tried to go from Gdańsk to Kaliningrad by BlaBlaCar, and the woman that was like she told me that she will help me in this situation. I was like, thank you very much, and we talked about cost and so on. And at the day when I have to go back, she just disappeared. Like it was 9 p.m. already, and she just disappeared and didn't answer me. And I was shocked because I have no opportunity to come back to my city, and I didn't have money to go to hostel or something like this. And just I had a night at Gdańsk, and it was quite scary.
In the station?
I tried. I was with my friend, and we tried to stay just walking around, but it was too cold. Then we stay on the station, but there was like some crazy people who was passive aggressive, I guess. And then I remember that it was about 3 a.m. and we went to a very rich hotel and just asked a guy on reception like, please, can we sit here till 5 a.m. Just because we scared to stay on the street, because there was like a lot of like crazy people. We was scared, and this guy was good and was like, yes, you can sit here, but just on the couch that he can see. And we was staying on this hotel like this. And waiting till the morning to take a bus and go back, because this woman just ignored us. And then she answered us at the noon that, I'm already in Kaliningrad, and was like, thank you. But
did you write a bad review?
Yes.
See, there you have it. There you have your revenge.
But this such story became like usual for BlaBlaCar last times. I don't know why.
But once that happens and you write your bad review, next time some people see the bad review.
Yes, but some people
Change name.
Yes, change name or make
How do you do that?
Another email?
Another
well,
account.
if it's that easy, then yeah, that's bad, because you wouldn't be able to do that on Uber,
Yes.
right, or Airbnb. It's just your idea.
So that's the problem. But BlaBlaCar, it is it's still one of the best way to travel to Kaliningrad, so 100%. And I know that lots of Russian use it when they travel between regions.
Well, yeah. So I guess if you wanted to go out at 9, we should wrap it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's almost.
Oh.
It's almost there. All right. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you are sometime in Riga again, let me know.
Of course.
Okay. Thanks. So I'll press a lot of stops. 1.